Welcome to another episode of Am I the Bad Person? That's not really what it's called, but we keep it family friendly. Today we've got Am I the Bad Person for refusing to host Thanksgiving after my sister handed out a family code of conduct contract. So this happened recently and I'm still baffled. For context, I'm a 32-year-old female and I hosted Thanksgiving for my family every year since I moved into my house 5 years ago. It's a little messy and chaotic, but that's part of the charm, right? This year, my sister, who's a 29-year-old female, decided she wanted to help bring some order to the gathering. At first, I thought she just meant coordinating who would bring what dishes or helping with cleanup. Instead, she showed up at my house last week with printed copies of what she called a family code of conduct. She handed these out and insisted everyone read and sign them before attending Thanksgiving. Some highlights included a rule against overlapping conversations at the dinner table with suggestions for taking turns like a respectful debate club, a ban on political or controversial topics with her as the final arbitrator of what was too heated, a dress code of smart casual because holiday photos should reflect well on the family, assigned seating that she claimed was based on optimal personality compatibility. She was completely serious. When I laughed, she said, "You can't be serious." She accused me of not taking her efforts to improve family dynamics seriously. I told her I wasn't going to enforce a code of conduct at my house and that if she wanted to micromanage Thanksgiving, she could host it herself. She doubled down, saying I was just being ungrateful and stubborn. I cancelled hosting and now the family is mad at me. My mom thinks I should have just humored her for the day, while my brother, who's a 35-year-old male, is refusing to go anywhere unless no one tries to draft a holiday constitution. I'm torn. Was I wrong for standing my ground, or should I have let her run the day to keep the peace? First things first, she actually has a point about a ban on political or controversial topics, depending on the controversy of the topic. But not talking politics at the dinner table is not a bad rule. Prove me wrong. I can't disagree with that, honestly, because I mean, you just can't go to, the way I see, you just can't go to an American dinner table and say you voted for Trump or that you support Trump. I mean, I just don't see that going very well. It just feels like it's unnecessarily divisive, and I don't think that's very necessary. But that's besides the point. This whole thing is really weird behavior, weird business. People are supposed to feel, open around their family. They're supposed to be, a friendly environment where everyone can just talk and feel at ease and all that stuff. And a contract will definitely remove some of that magic. Obviously, people can do that at work, where the work has a code of conduct, right? You're under a contract, but you can still be at peace with your coworkers and find a way to talk and get along very well. But this would just bring a feeling of legalisticness that just seems completely unnecessary, and the brother disagrees with it. It sounds like the mom also disagrees with it, because she said she could humor her sister, not that she agreed with the sister, or not that she asked her to agree with her sister. Sounds like the sister is just a control freak, and she would have liked to be able to control this, but I don't think that's very necessary. There's nothing wrong with trying to bring order, and that can be done. But if you try and, kind of like usurp authority over other people, things don't tend to go well. They don't like to be micromanaged, especially seeing as she's making herself the arbiter of when a conversation is too heated. Besides, who likes to stop a conversation after it's heated? That's the hardest point to stop. The comments. Just host your brother, lol. Tell everyone else that if they're happy about a code of conduct, they're free to attend your sister's house. However, you will not be hosting. You can even sign a Declaration of Thanksgiving Independence, declaring yourselves free of micromanaging attempts to create a Hallmark family dinner. Celebrate your declaration by a round of whatever absolutely chaotic activity you love or loved as kids. So obviously that's a bit more than passive aggressive. That's just openly aggressive. No need for a declaration of Thanksgiving. It's kind of like an insult to her. But your sister sounds so, hung up, so I don't know what the word is, so tight in her mind that anything that isn't "I agree with you" will probably sound offensive. I'm with your brother. This would make me skip Thanksgiving altogether. Not the bad person. If she wants to be Thanksgiving police, she's welcome to attempt this at her own house. This would make me want to see how she would enforce those decrees. Yeah, I'd also want to see it, but not at the cost of like 3 hours. I wouldn't try, like a free trial, some entertainment at 3 hours. But it's very interesting dynamic. It just doesn't make any sense. And at the end of the day, it's her house. Like, it's her house. So I don't see why the sister should be mad that she doesn't want to do something at her house. You should kind of respect the owner of the house and their wishes. I mean, otherwise it just doesn't make sense. Like, for real, like, she could just host it herself if she's so hung up on that, and see how, attendance works out over the years. See if people are really happy to be in your house and excited to sign the dotted lines every time they show up to meet their nieces and nephews in an orderly manner. Also, the dress code is also sad. I mean, like, people should be able to dress how they want to dress. Smart casual, it's just kind of one of those weird, sad things where your family, you just can't be yourself around your family. And then you won't know your family because you know them, you meet them every year, but they won't know you because you're not allowed to be yourself. So I'm not a big fan of this. But anyway, that's me. Tell me what you think in the comments. That's it for me. Bye.